What's up all you Let's Get Dangerous dudes and dudettes, Toyshiz here, and today I have the brand new Disney's Darkwing Duck action figure from Funko Toys. Now this figure measures just about 3 3/4 inch, I'd say that's about the scale, and he's part of Funko's new Disney Afternoon series that they've been doing. No word if they're going to be doing series 2 just as of yet, but there's also Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, there's Baloo, there's Scrooge McDuck, and then there's also a chase figure of the reverse copy of Darkwing Duck, which was Negaduck. I ended up picking this guy up from Amazon for about $10. Never saw this in the store. I realized that they kind of showed up here and there at GameStop. They did get them at Target, but for whatever reason, Darkwing Duck was the only one that was not in the selection. So couldn't get him through that. Ended up ordering him through Amazon. Totally love this figure. So let's get into it and let's talk about everything that is Drake Mallard, aka Darkwing Duck. And really quick, before we take a look at the figure, I'm just going to show off the packaging. As you all know, I'm a big fan of packaging, and this, I really enjoy. I like the card. I like that it's a little bit smaller. You know, it's not the usual dimension size of, say, like a Marvel Legends package or anything like that. It has a rather large blister, just because the hat of Darkwing Duck and everything. He's not like a large figure, but that kind of makes him protrude a little bit. So he's a little bit, you know, longer in size, as you can see. And then on the back, we get a full color artwork. Really old-fashioned artwork, actually. I like that they did that. I like that they didn't update it. You know, sometimes when they re-release old things like this, they try to match the color schemes as best they can, but it always ends up not really working out all that best. So there's Webby, Launchpad, and of course Darkwing Duck. And you know what? Disney's killing it. Remember back in the day with the whole Disney Afternoon lineup, man. That was so much fun. You had Tailspin and Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, and I think Bonkers was on there at one point. I know that those were kind of the original ones, but man, Darkwing Duck was so much fun, and it was such like a nod to Batman the Animated Series and vice versa. Because if I'm not mistaken, I actually think Darkwing Duck may have came out just a little bit before, but in either case, really happy to have this figure, so let's take a look at the articulation. Alright, and here is the figure out of the packaging, and he's fantastic. The colors are so bright. He's like, man, I'm liking this guy. This would be a perfect little figure to put on your shelf, especially if you were a fan of this character growing up as a kid. The sculpt work is amazing. Like, think of all the angles and things they need to achieve during animation. These are like the slope of the beak and the mouth, and just, you know, everything else that involves the face. The duck face is very difficult to draw. It's if you screw it up, if you get one line wrong, it's gonna look funny all over the place. But I digress. His cape is not removable, which I absolutely love, because man, too many capes are removable these days. They should be on there. The hat is not removable either, which is really nice, but it is a separate piece. He does have minimal articulation, but like I said, I always like an action figure. It doesn't need that much articulation. So he has joints at the elbow and up and down at the shoulders, as you can see, and he does have, actually I didn't even notice until earlier, he does have a little bit of a swivel at the shoulder, up and out. It's not going to go that much, as you can see, but it's nice that they kind of threw that in there. The legs, on the other hand, not so much, especially on mine. I kind of had to heat this up, and it's kind of gone back into place just to get him to stand. The leg was a little bit higher up, so he was teeter-tottering a lot. And then here I'll show you the weapon that he comes with. So he comes with the traditional Darkwing Duck blaster. This was like essentially a Batman version of, you know, everything that he needs. I think everything, it was like a bubble blaster, I think, when they did the old toy that I remember. I remember the packaging on the art and stuff like that. But that's very cool, and the nice thing about it is that he has his hand, it has a trigger finger, and it fits perfectly. And he holds it very well, not very loose at all, as you can see. Well, yeah, of course. Well, that's shaking it pretty hard. It's not going to fall out if it's if it's on your shelf. But like I said, I really like this figure. I think I think it's a fantastic addition. I hope that they do more. I used to have all of the Darkwing Duck figures back in the day, and sadly enough, my parents sold them at a garage sale. Oh, so sad. Anyways, but that would be something I'd like to kind of acquire, maybe here and there. Not necessarily eBay, but maybe an old thrift store, maybe a pickup on Craigslist or something like that. That'd be kind of fun. Anyways, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this figure so far? Will you be picking one up? Do you have one already? Sound off below. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you collected any of the other Disney Afternoon. I think the only other one I'm going to pick up is Scrooge McDuck, because I think he fits best. Also, Scrooge is perfect. You know, I was a big fan of DuckTales and such with the Disney Afternoon as well, so definitely going to be picking him up. And really quick, just to show, I actually found, this is the old Darkwing Duck action figure. He was produced by Playmates Toys back in the day, and this was one of the figures that I had, and it's so funny to me. I walked into I think it was a Savers thrift store, and he was sitting in a bag, and I just absolutely jumped on it. Now, he doesn't have his fedora hat, or whatever you like to call it, the wide-brimmed hat, but he's still pretty cool, and it's basically the exact same size, you know, figure, which if I have the villains, you know, with it, if they're not going to make any more figures and stuff, the villains would actually match up perfectly, and $10 says that the vehicle, if I can get a hold of that one, and the plane, would fit perfectly. So I'm going to definitely be on the lookout for that. As you can kind of see, there's minor differences. He does have a little bit more traditional colored feet as opposed to like a really dark mustard kind of feet and stuff. The cape, you know, also missing, and it used to have a function. I believe what happens is the hat kind of pops up and down like that. So that was like a little gimmick. Each of the figures had a little gimmick. I remember the electricity villain, he had a little spark on his chest, kind of like Electro, which, you know, they usually do. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty cool. It's nice to see after all this time, you know, things are still getting produced, and they're just upgrading, but the old ones are still, they hold a special place in my heart. So if you can, definitely go and pick up the old ones as well. Alright, so in conclusion, what's the final verdict on this figure? Actually, I have to say, for what he is, he's essentially, you know, minimal articulation, supremely awesome sculpt. The way that, you know, Funko really pays attention to detail and the design, having the overall look of the animation, the colors are fantastic. He has a nice transition, dark on the back of the cape to a light pink, purple inside. You know, his purple suit, the buttons are painted, the green turtleneck, his inside of his mouth is painted, the mask is painted, the little thing on top of the hat, you know, the little, whatever you call it, the stripe. It just, overall, I'm really liking this. I really like that they are doing more with the Disney Afternoon. If you, Funko, if you're listening, if you want to do more Darkwing Duck figures, I'll definitely be a buyer. And I'm, like I said, I'm going to be hunting down all my old toys. What is it, Negaduck, and no, they never did Gizmo Duck, but they had the launch pad, and they had the awesome vehicle. The vehicle was so much fun. Honker, that was a little sidekick. His little niece, and all the villains. You had Steelbeak, Tuscarnini, the one that looked like Groot. Anyways, go check it out. Go watch Darkwing Duck if you get a chance. And overall, just pick this figure up if you can. Like I said, I got him on Amazon. I couldn't find him in the store. He was about $10, not too bad at all. So if you have Amazon Prime, it's pretty good steal. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gives you a little bit better insight as to these new Funko figures. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. That would be much appreciated. Also, be sure to subscribe and also hit the notification bell so that you know whenever I post more cool videos, just like this one. At least I think they're cool. Anyways, thank you guys again. If you are on Twitter or Instagram as well, be sure to follow me at Toyshiz for all your latest news and toy-related updates. If you have any questions, if you want to talk toys with me, always hit me up, private message me, email me, whatever you'd like. I will be there. You take the time to email me, and I will always take the time to respond. And with that being said, thank you guys again, and I will talk to you all soon. Adios.